Holy crap, that was different. Wrong Turn 6, Last Resort. Okay, so Wrong Turn 6 follows a group of 7 friends who go up to a resort to support one of their friends who has inherited this giant mansion-like place. There they discover the friend they are trying to support has a family with a dark, twisted secret. As with all these Wrong Turn movies, the friends get picked off one by one, but it's done in a way that's actually really interesting. Some of the friends are there because they're trying to support him even though they had lost all their money on Wall Street because of him. And before you can even think or say it, one of the family members of the person they're trying to support says it for you. Basically what he says to Danny, who was our main character that they're trying to support, is that maybe they're expecting something from you. Maybe they want something in return for what he had done to them. You begin to feel bad for Danny. He shrugs it off and says, that's not true, they're sticking by me. But it actually turns out that some of them... Now you may be wondering, what about Sawtooth, Three Finger, and One Eye? How do they fit into this plot? Well, they actually kind of don't. They're related to Danny, but it just doesn't feel like they needed to be there. I mean, you keep on expecting them to build up to be something very important to the plot, but no. Speaking of things that lead up to nothing, there's 2 scenes in here that I picked up that were like, what was the point of that? And that's when 2 of the friends are setting up a camera in one of the friend's sister's rooms, and it just leads up to nothing. And then when the main girl sees one of the family members to Danny washing blood off the wall after having someone being killed there, that leads to nothing. And of course, from what you should expect from a Wrong Turn movie, there is tons of gore. And a lot of it's practical effects. The problem with it is there's not so much that it's like the other ones. It's actually kind of restrained. Although there is one death with a fire hose that is quite memorable and over the top. Surprisingly, my favorite thing about this movie is not the gore nor the characters, but it is the score. Or you could consider it a soundtrack, because I've heard the real song. It is basically just a re-edited version of a song made to be the score of the movie, but it is regardless haunting, beautiful, eerie, chilling. So is Wrong Turn 6 a good movie? It tried really hard with characters, and it had some good gore. The score was great. It felt like it was missing something. I think that's Three Finger, Sawtooth, and One Eye. They were just there. They weren't like the forefront of the story. Nor did they seem like that big of a threat. So overall I give Wrong Turn 6, Last Resort, a 2.5 out of 5. Now, before I go, I have to say, there's one character in here who's a family member to Danny who is a chick with problems. I mean, you can see some very screwed up female killers in horror movies, but there's something about this one that was just off. I half expected her to jump out of the screen all like, I am Brian Gatto, host of Horror Show Movie Reviews. Make sure to like my Facebook page in the description below and to leave comments and subscribe.